Your boy Shady's back, and today I have something really exciting, really interesting. So yesterday I was watching my boy YUSF, and jeez, he was cooking so hard. He got slapped a couple of times, but then he pulled himself together and showed the whole community that he's one of the best players in Arena Breakout. So I took some parts of his gameplay and converted them into clips, 3 clips to be more accurate. I'm gonna show you these clips, and then we're going to review them and we're going to talk about them, discuss them, and learn everything we can from YUSF's moves and the way he's approaching fights. So let's go. The way we're going to do it is that I'm going to play the clip for you without yapping or with the minimal yapping, and then I'm going to rewind it and we're going to talk about it in detail. And this clip is about the importance of nading, or how a guy plays who has already mastered nading. Did you hear that? One of them died. One of them already died. And it's actually not just nading. Nading and baiting. Baiting and nading. And he's even baiting the bait. Okay, now let's do a slower version. So basically what's happening at the beginning is that he knows that one of the enemies is inside the room. He is not absolutely sure if both of them are inside. You're going to see that. But he's starting with a stun, and then he follows up with a G.I. Joe, which he misses. It can happen. But then again, with again following up with an MK2, and then another MK2. The first MK2 is actually already hitting one of the guys. And this is the point where the person who is inside the room dies. YUSF. Oh, I definitely want to show you this. While he's jumping, look at that. While he's jumping, he's actually dropping his AR-30 to lose some weight. And now he's actually checking the position of the other guy. You saw that? Maybe you didn't catch that, but he's baiting once, and then he's just looking inside just to double check if the second guy is in the U-turn. Look at that again. One bait, okay. And that's the point where he realizes that, okay, the other guy is not inside, so he must be in the U-turn. So he's gonna start focusing on that guy. And the easiest way for him is to start throwing nades, put in some damage, and then basically like make him scared. And since he threw the nade to the right side, he expects the guy to run to the left side, and he's right. Like that's what's happening. And he was baiting, as you could see, he was baiting actually twice. Let me just rewind it to that moment. There you go. You're gonna see the first bait. He already sees the enemy. Then he's baiting one more time. He gets shot, and then he pretends to bait again. But instead of baiting, he throws a nade, quick throw, obviously, and thereby forcing the guy to run from left to the right, and he's fully prepared. And actually the MK2 grenade already killed the guy, so he was expecting the guy to run over to the other side. In the next clip, you're gonna see a 1 versus 4 TV station. He was coming from the elevator side, and he knew that there are people in directors, but then the other team was coming in. He got 1 kill. This was so clean. And you see how he solved it? It was like 15 seconds in total. So at this point, I think he wanted to go to directors, but then he sees the guys running on the other side. So what he does, he instantly crouches, starts scoping, and obviously starts shooting. He does the first headshot, and then this is something to highlight. So he kept shooting, but since he didn't kill the second guy with a headshot, he started moving. Why? He started moving because it's not ideal to be on the same place, especially if you have multiple enemies, because then they instantly start focusing on you, and one of them is gonna, find an angle. So he starts moving. I think at this point, he didn't expect so many nades to come. If he would have stayed here and started shooting that guy, I'm 99% confident that the other guy would have peeked and then started shooting YUSF. So actually, the reason for not shooting was that he wanted to get himself some cover and obviously to avoid the nade as well. He wasn't panicking, but he was like running left to right because that was the time he needed to kind of understand the full situation and figuring out what to do next. So this is his next target, what you see on screen. And look at what he's doing. He's moving himself into the position where he is basically invisible for the other two guys. So he's not going to be shot from the left. This is why he's crouching. And he got the second kill, but he's instantly looking into that direction because he knows that the other two guys are there. This was like the top of the iceberg, or the cherry on top, because even the bot started shooting him, and it was really, really frustrating and really distracting. This is a nice shot, by the way. You can see both of the guys holding the same angle, and look how slow their reaction time is, because YUSF is almost behind this crate or box and they are still looking at the other direction. And because of the speed and accuracy, YUSF quickly takes down one of them from the right hand side, but he doesn't even want to shoot both of them from that angle. He's just quickly leaning out, quickly shooting, and then instantly going to the left side of the crate. Basically, the enemies had no time. He's very, very fast in thinking and very fast in executing. And the last clip I want to show you is same game. He's pushing into directors. Something glitched with his audio, by the way, so he didn't hear his own gunshot sound. Okay, that's it. So at this point, when he's pushing in, he knew that there are enemies in directors. He didn't know how many enemies he's gonna face, but I guess he was expecting at least 2 of them. This is an interesting moment because he didn't expect that one of the guys to be outside. This is purely about fast reaction time, and then just be accurate with your aim and don't panic. In such cases, armor can really help him, because if he's running T4 or something, he could have died. YUSF always says, like Ratatouille. This isn't actually Ratatouille. He was just holding an angle. But good to see how YUSF reacts to these scenarios. Then he's positioning himself out in the open, so he's laying down on the floor, which is super weird. Like, usually people don't do that, but it's a very efficient way of taking down enemies, because the enemy is not going to expect somebody to be on the floor, like, obviously. But then look at that. He's just doing that for 1 single second. And the reason for that is because if it doesn't work out, then he moves on. He rotates. I advise you to do the same. Like, check an angle. If nothing happens, move to the next one. Check again, crouch, but always try to be the one who is like holding the angle. He's then doing the usual stuff like throwing a nade, and in most cases, his targets don't run out, and he still had the G.I. Joe in his hands. So quickly, he had to find some cover, and look at that. Look at that. I think this is really amazing, because this is the point. I'm going to play it fast, like, just so we see it one more time. At this point, I think most of us would have died. So when the guy is running out, look at that. Look at how quick the reaction was. And then instead of staying behind the couch, he's counterattacking and thereby basically surprising the enemies. And this is pretty much the only way how to survive such a fight. There's one thing I want to really highlight, guys. So even after watching and discussing these clips, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get to YUSF level like in a short period of time. You need tons of practice, tons of experience. He's been playing other games like PUBG on a professional level, so don't feel bad if you cannot replicate what you just saw. You know that I'm also a Timmy. I cannot do that. And on top, this might not be your personal playstyle because we have YUSF or UMed and others playing with this aggressive, rushy playstyle, or Kais, for example. But on the other hand, we also have Said and Semivan who are more tactical. They outplay the enemies in a different way. Both of them are fine. Both of them are worth understanding. And then you have to decide which is like closer to your heart. And then that's the one you should be aiming for or practicing. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this session. If you liked it, then please let me know in the comment section, because I might be doing more, like not just from YUSF, and then review their gameplay and share my thoughts or break it down to see from a more tactical perspective what they are doing in the game. Thanks for your attention. Enjoy the day. Shoot, subscribe. Much love. See you in the next one. Bye.